Okay, so a very welcome aboard on this beautiful day today. We are on the boat for the next 30 minutes of our lives. So enjoy the beautiful view. It's not too busy at the Bruges, also on the water. It is important for your safety to always keep your hands and your arms inside of the boat, because some parts can be very narrow and also when other boats pass us. So right now here we're going underneath the Bonifacius Bridge, which is also the smallest bridge of Bruges. And we also call it the Lovers Bridge, because a lot of people that are gonna marry love to take pictures on it. Also marriage proposals happen there often too. It looks like an old bridge, but it's quite young. It's built in 1911, which is actually quite young for Bruges. And also be careful for the next bridge. That one is quite low. Don't be surprised. And behind the bridge, a beautiful view of the old St. John's Hospital on the right side. Little swan family on the right. I was a bit late to say, but so here we have the old St. John's Hospital on the right side. This is also one of the best preserved medieval hospitals of Europe. It is founded in the 12th century and it served as a hospital until 1976. And now it's a beautiful museum. There's also an old pharmacy inside of the 17th century. So you can definitely get an idea of how people got treated, also mistreated. And also the Hans Memling Museum is inside of the hospital. He was also a famous painter of the Flemish primitives. Originally Hans Memling came from Zeligenstadt, but came to Bruges, loved it and stayed. And also in a few moments we're gonna go underneath the lowest bridge. So please be careful. The bridge gets lower and lower. Mind your heads, mind your cameras, phones. We have lots of iPhones here in the water, so be careful. Okay, yes, everybody's still in. Little duck family on the right.
Se vede un po' a destra,
And also here in front of us is the entrance to the Béguinage, over the bridge to the right. Beautiful place to visit. So the Beguinage almost feels like a little village in the center of Bruges. And nowadays, Benedictine sisters and single women live here. And also since this year, for the first time, there are also some single senior men allowed to live here too. Interesting. And also in front of us is the lock house. The lock house also rules the water level in Bruges. And behind the lock house is the Lake of Love. The water level is also 1 meter higher on the other side. The Lake of Love also used to be a landing stage for boats traveling to get back and forth. We always have swans hanging out here. Of course, they also get fed here. We have around 75 swans left, living in and around Bruges. Also some more nests there in the back. Nests in the back too. We used to have a bit more swans, but the bird flu has been in the country the last years. And quite a few died, unfortunately. And there are also some little baby swans just over there on the grass. And also here on the right side we're going to pass the oldest active brewery, Half Moon, on the right.
Più vecchio non so di che.
And they brew the popular local beer, Bruges Zot, the Full of Bruges. Nice local beer, definitely try it. They also brew a very strong beer here with the name Straffe Handdrink, strong handdrink. Handle with care. And it's a museum, so you can see the process, how they make it. And of course you can also taste it. You will definitely leave the place happily. Okay, be careful, the low bridge again, mind your head. But now it gets higher and higher, so... And this is also the oldest church in front of us, St. Saviour's Cathedral. The foundations go back to the 10th century. In those days it started as being a small chapel. And then here also another good view of the hospital. This is also the oldest part here on our left. And again, be careful for the bridge.
Ma qui non eravamo prima, ci hanno detto che non potevamo più andare.
And also all the houses on our right side are private houses of the 17th and the 18th century. Lovely places to live. And just in case somebody's interested, to coop on the right side means for sale, but definitely expensive though.
bisognerebbe fare il video così lo lasci acceso e segui.
And it can also be very noisy living here, of course, especially in high season with all those boats passing all the time. And here you can look for the smallest Gothic window. You will see it above the black windows on the left in just a moment.
Just a moment. No, the smallest window, questa qui, la finestra più stretta.
Where is it, that little window? It used to be a little spy window. Do you see? Just over there on the left.
Ah, quella piccoletta là, sì.
And also here the Palace of the Lords of Ruudhuizen, also beautiful cargoes, now a beautiful museum of antiquities. And also the next bridge here, the Ruudhuizen Bridge, is built in 3 parts and 3 bridges. This one is from the 17th century, 16th and the 15th century with the stalactites.
Qui siamo entrati, no?
And here we're also passing the Groningen Museum on the other side with the blue gate on the other side of the street, which is also a painting museum. A beautiful collection of paintings from Belgium and the Netherlands from the 15th until the 20th century. And this is here also the Dever, this beautiful lane with the trees that we're passing. And the Dever has been a marketplace for centuries. And nowadays there's still here a flea and a craft market on in the weekends and special holidays. And here also another nice home brewery on the left. We're calling it Flandre. Nice terrace. And also again, be careful for the bridge, especially people sitting on the right side of the boat. Mind your head. Here we go. We should give people helmets sometimes. And this is a beautiful spot, the Rozenhoedkade. And this also used to be the salt port in the Middle Ages. This is also one of the most photographed spots of Bruges. And also here a beautiful view of the belfry. And when you look at the belfry, you can also see he's not straight. The belfry leans actually 1 meter to the right, to the southeast. And if you have the time, it's really nice to go up. You can actually see some people standing there right now too. Underneath the bells, that's the highest point, but you do have to deal with 366 steps. No elevator. But of course a beautiful view of Bruges and its surroundings. When the weather is like this now, it's possible to see the North Sea just 15 kilometers away from here. So the belfry is also a symbol of power that Bruges used to have, and it was also used as a watchtower.
Questa è quella torre dove si deve andare a questi steps.
And also that beautiful building here on the left side used to be the old Palace of Justice with the 4 pigeon towers. Pigeons used to be like message bringers, flying fax machines, to say it like that. Nowadays it's part of the administrational center of Bruges. And also the next bridge in front of us, that's the May Bridge, and this one is built in the 14th century. This bridge is actually 700 years old. The May Bridge, one of the oldest ones. I must say a few years ago, pieces were falling down of that bridge, but it got restored, so don't worry. Next one is beautiful too, the Horse Bridge in front of us. This one also stands on many postcards, paintings of Bruges, the Horse Bridge. In total we have around 43 little bridges in the inner town. And also here on the right side we're passing a god's house, or an almshouse, with a red door. Maybe you heard or read about god's houses in Bruges. We will pass some more just a bit further down. And most of them were built in the 16th and the 17th century by rich families. And they were built for the poor people and the widows. And nowadays all these god's houses are still in use as social houses for the elderly people of Bruges. And also those white yellow houses here on our right side are also an example of God's houses. Most of them in the center have this kind of color. Also the family name is already displayed. Quite a few God's houses in the center also have public gardens, so you can actually walk in and just relax in a garden of a God's house if you like to. And also now here we have arrived in a beautiful part of Bruges. This is here the St. Anne's Quarter, and we also call this here the Lost Corner of Bruges. And if you have the time, also come here to wander around. Bruges is very small, so it just takes 5 to 10 minutes walk from the Burg or the Market Square to here. And this is an area without shops, but you just find beautiful old winding streets, lots of tranquility. You will also stumble into some really nice local cafes and good quality local restaurants. So there are approximately 20,000 people in the historical center of Bruges, and a lot of them live here in St. Anne's. And also on the other side of the canal, where you see the church tower of St. Jill right ahead of us, which is also a beautiful old quarter. And here you also find a late museum and also a folkloric museum in this area.